Hi, Walt. How are you today?
Well, how are you?
I am good. I love the mask. It really brings a different side to you.
Yeah, channeling my inner vein.
Yeah. We will start things off with Idiofan with PP Sports in China.
All right.
Harish, how are you today?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good, thanks very much for asking. This is Edio from PP Sport China. So, after your emotional return and unfortunate defeat against Overring last time, this time you're facing Volkov, who's also suffered defeat last time. And how was your recovering progress, and how ready are you in fighting
Uh,
such a tough opponent?
it was my recovery process was pretty speedy. I was able to process that fight relatively quick. I thought there was a lot going against me going into it, and I took it with a grain of salt. And I knew I could have performed better. I wasn't at 110% that night, so I just went back in the gym, broke down my game, and realized what I needed to work on, and worked on it, and I'm 110% ready for Saturday night.
So, being a veteran in the UFC heavyweight division for years and following the retirement of DC and maybe possible incoming of John Jones, where do you think this division is going? And do you fancy a title shot again?
Yes, for sure. I think this division is at it's probably peaking, honestly, because it's not log jammed anymore because Stipe and DC did do the trilogy. So you got new blood like John Jones, who's going to bring a bunch of new eyeballs to the division. It's going to be super exciting, and there's going to be a ton of great fights. Guys want that spot, and it's very attainable right now. So I'm trying to put my bid in the hat to make sure I'm in there and in that conversation. So it starts Saturday night.
And the big ticket is certainly dominating forces, right? So, as you always say, that your fights now are always bigger than yourself. And
Mhm.
does this fight winning against Vocal we have some extra meanings to you and to your community? Or do you
Yes,
want
for sure.
oh sorry, you can go. Yeah.
No, I would. Yeah, it's huge. Like I said, this is the start of the next. I plan on fighting for 4 or 5 more years. So I think to Saturday night starts that journey. To put me and solidifying my career, my legacy in the UFC. I've been here for almost 7 years. So I think Saturday night is the start of something special and something great, and it's a huge fight, and that's all I want for the rest of my career is a big fight. So I'm excited about it.
So aside from the fight, looking at your mask, which is really cool, and talking
Thank
about
you.
the hospitality here in the Fight Island. So how was it? Can you describe some of the experience here?
Man, it's been unbelievable, and that's not an exaggeration. The people here are phenomenal. I'm from the South, in America, and we're known for hospitality. Like that's our thing, and it blows us out of the water. I mean, the people here are special people, and it's been just a great experience. I've been wanting to come over here for the last couple of years, and to finally be here and see it for myself, man, it's beautiful. This country is amazing.
So, wow, it makes me jealous already. So, the final one question for me. We know you have been trying to run for a city council seat this year. I was wondering, will this be your plan after retirement and continue to contribute for your community? And what makes you, what's the drive for you to make such decision?
Um, that's it's definitely in my future. Mainly because the start of it was, it kind of came out of no left field, to be honest. My friend is actually running for mayor, and he came and asked me to take his seat in our ward, in our community, and I thought about it for a day or so, and then I realized, this is exactly what I need to do. Not only just to be able to help bring some change and help the people in my community be heard, but just as a way to say thank you to my community for all of the love and support that they've given my family over the years, and most recently through the tragedy that we faced with our daughter. I felt like public service was the least I could do to say thank you. And me having a platform, I feel like I can definitely enact a lot of change and get people's voices heard, more soon in my community. So I definitely see that in my future for sure.
So, thank you. And the last thing, which is a favor I would ask for every fighters tonight. Since Chinese fans are watching this at the middle of the night during Sunday, yeah, which is 3 a.m., quite horrifying. So can you shout something to us, cheering us up?
All the fans in China, thank you so much for the love and support. You guys get a cup of coffee, stay up, and don't blink, because I promise you, you don't want to miss my fight as well as the rest of the fights on the card.
Here's the big ticket. Thanks very much, sir. You have a nice day.
You too.
Next, we have Damon Martin with MMA Fighting.
You were dealing. Hey, Walt. Obviously, coming out of that last fight, there's no doubt the emotion you were dealing with going into that, and everything that kind of we saw it in the aftermath of that fight. Obviously, you know, emotions are going to be part of fighting, but can you kind of give me an idea how you're feeling going into this fight? I mean, is it a different feeling? You know, are you more focused on the fight? So, like, kind of give me an idea, like, how the emotion is going into this.
Yeah, I'm definitely in a different place emotionally going into this one, because, you know, it's not per se about returning and the comeback and, you know, the build up from everything that I was going through at that point in my life. And, that, you know, frankly, I'm still going through. You know, I've gotten a full camp, no interruptions for 13 weeks. You know, I've been preparing for Saturday night. So my focus has been laser, you know, for this moment. And I think that, you know, every time I come off a loss, you see a different me. You see a more, you know, focused, more hungry, more driven me. And I think that Saturday night, you're going to see the best me, which I know for a fact, coming back last fight, I wasn't 110% myself. I had to cut weight for the first time in my career, if that puts it in perspective for you. So, you know, I'm excited, you know, and I know this is where I need to be and what I need to be doing. So Saturday night, you're going to see the best me for sure.
Considering, and I know it doesn't take away the sting of the defeat, but considering how close you were to winning the fight, especially in that first round, and knowing the respect you had for Overeem and what Overeem has done throughout his career, one of the greatest heavyweights of all time, does that still give you confidence to know that you are ready for those top-level heavyweights? You know, it didn't go your way, but you were right there.
For sure. You know, I looked at that fight and I thought to myself, wow, dude, you came into this fight at most 45, probably less percent ready. And you almost put away one of your idols and one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. So that definitely built and boosted my confidence. That's why I got right back in the gym after the fight and proceeded to train and proceeded to push to, you know, get things back on the right track, because I know I belong in this division. I know I'm one of the best fighters in the world, and I know I have something to bring to the fans as well as the UFC heavyweight division that, you know, not a lot of heavyweights can offer.
What do you make of Alexander Volkov? He's a very tough guy. He's fought a lot of good guys, a bit up and down. You know, he's had some tough losses in there, but you think about his fight with you know, Derek Lewis. He's, you know, 2 minutes away from winning, and then, you know, he had that knockout. But what do you make of him? What do you make of his style coming into this fight?
You know, he's a savvy veteran. He's very skilled. He knows how to fight. You know, like you said, he's got a lot of experience. He's a former champion. You know, but like I say, and I feel this way about everybody I fight, they have never fought anybody like me, especially at the heavyweight division, with my athleticism and my speed and my ability, my striking ability. So, you know, you can have 100 fights and never see a Walt Harris, you know what I mean? But I can go train anywhere and find somebody I feel that can mimic Volkov. You know, I don't, not disrespecting him, but I feel like he doesn't do anything that I've never seen, and that I'm not prepared for. And I've also trained with, you know, the best boxers in the world, the best strikers in the world, and held my own. So, you know, I'm more than prepared for this fight. And I'm far from Derek Lewis, so he needs to be ready Saturday night.
Last thing, Walt, you mentioned, you know, when your career's finally over, you may focus more on politics. Obviously, you're running for that city council seat this time. We've seen it in sports a lot this year because, you know, politics have become, you know, kind of forefront of all of our minds with the election coming up. We've seen a lot of athletes speaking, and you see some backlash. People saying, you know, guys like LeBron James, well, they shouldn't be talking about, you know, keep focused on sports, but then you see guys like Colby Covington, their entire, you know, persona is built around, you know, the politics. How do you take that as a guy who actually went out there and ran and tried to, you know, become part of your community, try to become part of the change, as far as like the athlete, you know, politics situation we kind of have going on in this country?
I just feel like people who say told, whoever told LeBron shut up and dribble, and anybody that feels like an athlete doesn't have a right to have a say-so when it comes to politics is an idiot. I just think anybody with a platform and that's trying to use it for good to better the lives of others, how can you be upset with that? You know what I mean? As long as that person is well-versed in what they're trying to talk about and what they're trying to convey, then why would you disagree with it? I mean, actors have been the president of the United States. So, I mean, it baffles me sometimes the logic that people have. But like I said, anybody doing anything to be positive and to bring change and to give people a voice that may not have one, I'm all for it.
Thank you, Walt.
Thank you, Dan.
And Walt, that's all the time we have for you today. Thank you and good luck this weekend.
Thank you so much.